Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be trying to beat Elden Ring using only my fists. Let's see how this goes. First thing we gotta do is jump off a cliff and into Limgrave. We take a very long time to open this door, and now we're in Limgrave. Next, we go to get a horse from Melina and agree to take her to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then we go around the back into Leonia, and down to the Boiled Prawn Shack. We come here because Boggett has the weapon that we want. His iron balls. So then we murder him to take them.
Problem. You don't mess with Big Boggett, mate. What's for you up to this, eh? I'll rip you to shreds.
This was the one attempt I had where he was stable and I could get half of his health down, and I fumbled. Then I died. Finally, we get the win out. Jump attack to his face. Boom. We get his iron balls. Then we head down to the Raya Lucario Crystal Tunnel to get the bell bearing. This is how the fight played out. If you don't know the gimmick with the Crystallians, you have to break their poise once so that you can get a critical hit and break their armor. Now, with these big iron balls, we do a lot of poise damage. So, as soon as we break their poise, it was pretty much a free fight. There we go. The fight is over. We get the bell bearing, we go to the third church to get the physic flask, and then we go to the teleporter to go to Caelid. Then I try to do the Knights Cavalry cheese, but it doesn't work how it used to. You can't get him to just climb up that branch and fall off. So then we go get the spiked Caestus because I wanted some runes. Then we go kill a big dragon and hack on his toes. Then I kill him, and yes, I left him there, but that was only to level up the weapon later, not my character. Yeah, if you don't know, you go back, you rest at the Grace, and he's still there. Then we go to get the left half of the Dectus Medallion, and then we go up. I did get the right half when I went to kill the dragon. Then we're in Altus, woo! Then we go to get the second bell bearing. Then we head to the bridge outside of Radahn's place. I forgot what it's called. The Impossible Great Bridge. Then we go to get the most important Ash of War of this run, Cragblade, which just buffs our damage. Then we go to get Golden Vow, which boosts our damage again, but we get the Ash of War version because I do not want to level Faith. Then we go to collect Golden Seeds and Sacred Tears around Lower Limgrave, and we go to kill this Erd Tree, where we discover the main flaw of this run: hitboxes. These puny little balls cannot reach where we need them to. I could not reach the front of the avatar, which comes into play a lot worse later with some main bosses, but you'll see that later in the run. Overall, not a very hard fight. We're around Caelid level now, we've killed the dragon, and this is just a really easy fight. First try win. Let's go. We came here to get 2 tiers, Opaline Bubble tier, and the other one I don't really care about. We'll be using the Opaline throughout this run. Then we get another Sacred tier, one of the most important tiers of this run, the Charge Attack one. Then we finally make it to the first boss, around an hour and a half in. We buff up, and then we're ready to fight the hardest boss in the game, Margit the Fell Omen, only being beaten by the Soldier of Godric. I did this fight hitless. It is not a hard fight anymore. I remember on my first playthrough, I actually struggled with him, but now with an optimized build and level like 30, it's way too easy. These balls are just too good. Then we move on to Godric, And what can I say? He's basically easier than Margit. They put some extra health on him, gave him an easier moveset, and there's no trouble with him. We've already buffed up, we can just run down. We get one hit, we barely avoid that, and then it's basically done. I could have got an extra charge attack there. I don't know why I didn't. I probably could have got him before he went into phase 2. But if I didn't whiff that and that, then we get in there and activate his phase transition. We can still do good damage during this though, but not enough to finish him off, unfortunately. Then we watch him screaming, and don't even run to the front, we just walk, because we don't really need to run. Then he's dead. Then we move on to a bad dog. I actually struggled with this fight. Only took me one attempt, but harder than Margit and Godric, because I'm bad at this fight. Did not mention this, but this is my first run doing everything without spirit summons. So all my challenge runs from now on are going to be this way, because I feel after 2.5 years and beating the DLC without summons, that the base game should not be hard at all. And if it's challenge run, I think I should actually be given a challenge. So no more spirit summons for any more runs. And I will be doing the DLC, but that will be in the second part of this video. I want to get this part out, and then I will be doing DLC. I think that is how most of my videos are going to run now. Base game, then DLC. This is my first attempt of Renala. Pretty easy. Beat up some little children. Right next to each other. And Renala comes down from her big yellow ball. Not as good as our iron balls though. We hit her a few times. And we enter the second phase. Renala is not a hard boss. You literally can't get hit by that. But when you're terrible, you can lose. I lost the first 2 times, but then I realized, wait, Renala's easy. Just get good. And Renala falls. The dragon won't give up though, until it's forced to die. Then we go to fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel, sneak up behind it, buff, and then we hit him. I thought I would do more damage, but it really does not matter at all. These balls, the poise is just too good. Because the charge attack takes so little time, the poise damage you can do in like 2 seconds a hit just carries. Is the only reason these balls are actually so good. And the low cost to use them. If I ever do a level 1 run, which I'm actually considering now, I will definitely be using some bowls. Then we make it into the capital and grab the weapon that we'll be using for the rest of this run, the Star Fists. The Star Fists are basically the iron balls, but they do bleed damage. At least from what I use them for. Piss Free is a really easy fight. Really, just the first phase of Godfrey, which is actually really fun. But Godfrey, you'll see later, was actually way easier than this Golden Ghost. It's actually ridiculous how easy the second last boss of the base game was. But I like this fight. It has a lot of rhythm to it. And it feels like you can just go back and forth exchanging hits, and it feels fair. It wouldn't be fair if I could bleed though, because then he'd be dead immediately. But for some reason, I glitched while trying to grab the Grace, so I did not get it. It would not work. I just couldn't pop up. then, I should have just ran ahead to get the other Grace, but I teleported back and had to run away. But then we move on to Morgoth. And I actually had a little bit of trouble with Morgoth, because he did not give me enough time to use my charge attack. He's very jumpy, and I ended up having to use jump attacks, because I couldn't get many. And I was fat rolling during this attempt. I was trying to get all of my balls in one hotbar so that I could swap them depending on what I needed. But I really did not need anything else, I just wanted to show off. Morgoth's delayed attacks were really throwing me off. I couldn't find the right time to dodge them, and I really just needed to learn the attack pattern. But then, we come back better than before, and we just get good. We'll let this run just play out. See, I started to implement a lot more light attacks into my attack because they're just so much faster to get out. As soon as I see him going for this attack, I knew I had to get a stagger. So then I go in, get the crit, and load up a charge. He runs away, but that's not going to save him. I go in for another jump attack, get the bleed, phase transition initiated. I run away because I realize I'm doing no damage. He does poop all over the arena. Then I jump in, get another heavy attack. He does his blood thing, and I knew if I didn't roll, I would have somehow been grabbed by that. The heavy goes. I get another poise. The whole fight is over at this point. He's got no chance. Boom. Then we get to the Forbidden Lands, and they're gone. Man just up to the Giants, run around for a while. Then we make it to the Fire Giant. We don't do our buffs at the start, we want to do them under his feet, otherwise they would have run out. Try to avoid this, hits Torrent, didn't work. Poor old Torrent. We get here, try to do our buffs, but he runs away, so we just do Golden Bell because it lasts the longest. Then we go onto here, dodge that, crack blade. Then we two-hand the weapon and go in for his toes. Something weird happened during this fight. In the second run that I did, I was doing way more damage than I was right here. I don't know what I was doing there. I thought it was a crit, so I was going to go for his head, but it was not, and I just wasted a lot of free damage. Starts ripping open his chest to breathe at us, and I fall down and I'm dead. Then he does a celebratory roll away. Then we get into the second phase again, do that little chunk of damage at the start, and start hacking away at his legs. We missed that, but I know I need to take it patient, otherwise I would mess up this whole run. I notice I get the crit. I start trying to go for that, but it does not work, and I just retreat. Almost get rolled on. So glad I avoided the hurt box. Then I get over here and start hacking away again. When you're underneath him, I thought I would be safe from the meteors, but I was not. I made sure to heal up before doing any more damage, roll with him, and get back on Torrent. Then he makes 2 fireballs out of his face, and I make sure to activate them before running away and dying. We avoid his head smash, and he rolls away again. Can he stay still for 1 second? Probably not. Shoots fireballs out of his hands, and he tries to punch me. Now he's got his arm in the right place, I smack it. Then we hit him in his 3rd eyeball on his chest next to his nose. For a split second, you could see his eyeball inside of his chest. Then we just hit his bum and try and get him dead. But we end up having to go to his other foot that's still there, but we have to make sure we don't get hit by the flame on the ground. I was not going to choke this like I have so many times before. We are not losing now. He has thrown fireballs at us, but he is so close to defeat. And we get the stagger. I was not going for his eyes, I just wanted to finish it. Almost got killed by the fireballs. But, doesn't matter. Fire Giant down. With that, we make it to Farah Mazula and the worst boss in the game, the Godskin Duo. I did not know what to do for this fight. I had not done it without summons before. This took me around an hour, and this is by far the worst fight in the whole run. Not including some mechanical difficulties that happen later though. We get the bleed on the fatty one, but then he starts to roll. I do not know how to avoid this roll. All the times before, I would just hope it targets Banal or the Mimic tier. But I get comboed. I was told that one of them should back away when you're fighting one of them in the second phase, but that did not seem to work here. Eventually I learned that you should always go for the skinny one first, because he has a low poise and takes a lot more damage. After he's down, I make sure to get the extra damage up his grave, and make sure to run away and heal before the fat one can kill me. He throws a fireball, but at this range it'll do nothing. He does his little pool around him, but nothing will save him. It's a one-on-one. He tries summoning his friend. I randomly heal. I should have gone in there and just killed him. I get comboed by his tail and the other guy. I go away, and I have to heal. I make sure not to target the skinny one, otherwise he would have been extra aggro at me, while the big one was as well. I get hit by that. Absolutely getting comboed by the both of them. The skinny one was standing on the giant pole, and the big one isn't even in phase 2 yet. I've got 4 heals left, and I've got to win this. He's stuck in a corner. He belly bumps me. He's not entered the second phase yet. We get the stagger. We hit him. We get the charge after, before he goes into his big belly rolling phase. His flick ruins that tower, but we try and get this one. We get him in the perfect position. I make sure not to jump on as not to get hit and ruin anything. I let him roll for a good minute, and then he belly bumps us again, but this time with flames coming out of his ass. He jumps up again, and we get comboed. The black flame from the skinny one almost kills us. Then we have 1 heal left. We have to kill the big one. dead. I have to heal. And then it's just me and the skinny one. He does his flicks. Fancy for his own good. Get the stagger. Get the charge. He tries summoning. The fight is over. He's dead. Get the extra damage from his grave. And then the chunky one's back. He does a fireball. I can't get hit by anything. I will die. I make sure to play it extra safe. Don't get hit by that. But I get hit by his tail. I thought it was over. No means of healing. Play it extra safe. And for some reason, he decides to summon his partner. Like that's gonna help him now. They both die. We've defeated the Godskin duo. And I get the last bell bearing to get my weapon to max. Now we come to the biggest issue of this whole run. Malekith the Black Blade. Beast Clergyman was also an issue, but not as much as Malekith. I was really terrible with the Beast Clergyman. I knew Malekith better, but still not as good as I could have. Beast Clergyman I did not know at all. Charge attacks were really not an option here. When I could land them, they would do a massive amount of damage. But I did not know the moveset well enough. And just the hurt boxes on Beast Clergyman were not good. But that was only the tip of the iceberg for what was to come. I get the stagger into the phase transition. Then I make sure to get up all that, so you can't hit me with that. But then I get hit by the twisty spin. And I'm dead with his a million hits attack. You died. Come back millions of attempts later, and this is the winning run. You can see I learned the moveset a fair bit. I'm dodging most things now. But of course, the jumping attack doesn't hit. Charge does though, which is good. Charge into the stagger. Into the phase transition. But then, it decides to spawn me all the way over here. Which was great for me. I get to use Cragblade, buff up, heal, and avoid this. Never mind. Still not good enough to avoid this attack though. It was way too far to get hit by that. Hide behind a pillar and heal. Get hit by that. Not that. Didn't get hit by that because he was facing the wrong way. Charge attack doesn't hit, but that was my bad. Roll through that. Now he's getting close. We dodge through that, and we get the charge into the stagger. It's pretty much over at this point. Into the bleed, and then the charge to finish it. Beautiful. Kill you. Then we make it to the Ashen Capital, where we run straight for Godfrey. We know we'll beat him up very easily. First attempt, run behind him, and we literally just buff up. Buff up, get the turtle shield on our back, Cragblade, then drink an ice potion, and 1, 2, 3, miss 4. So, if I had actually hit them, it would have taken 5 hits to win. But because I didn't, it took much more. We luckily get out of his Rings of Light attack, and he's dead. Then we make our way to Godfrey, who I thought was going to be a major roadblock because of his fast attacks, my lack of experience with him, and I thought he was going to have bad hitboxes, just like the Beast Clergyman or Malekith. Boy, was I wrong. get the poise break and the stagger. We get as much damage as we can during this attack, hoping we get to second phase, and we do. We make sure to roll in so we can get the charge attack and get the poise break. Then we get him down. I do not avoid that attack. I do avoid the second one. But then I mess up so badly and I die with the smallest sliver of health left. But I realize this is an easy fight. I can just do it again. So we do it again. Godfrey, round 2. Let's go. We're all buffed up. I try and bait out his axe throw, which I thought he could do from way further away, but he just didn't want to. And then we make it to Radagon. This fight is so good. It's just so well done. The attacks are telegraphed. It's just a good fight. Radagon's a good boss. Got a good design. They really just ruined it with the Elden Beast. I don't know how that last one hit me, but Radagon with these Star Fists is just a joke. If they had given Radagon extra HP, it would have made a great final boss, but sorry, you're gone. Time for the Elden Beast. Hooray. Did you know now you can ride your horse in the Elden Beast fight, making an annoying hard fight an easy fight that just shouldn't be in the game. There is nothing hard about this fight anymore. The ring attacks that used to be annoying, jump over them. Double jump with time. The Elden Stars, dash away with time. He's jumping, and he's hitting you with his long sword, jump over it with time. Run away with time. The fight is not a fight anymore. It's just like a simulator. This is not a fun fight in my opinion. In future runs, I might make it so I can't use Torrent, but then this fight is just drawn out and so annoying. We cancel the Elden Stars, get the riposte. I know I've called that one attack like 18 different things in this video, but let me tell you, it's a riposte or a critical. I'm sorry if I've called it a stagger or what other crap have I called it? I don't even remember. A poise break, which, like, it is, but the hit is not. Anyway, we spawn right next to the Elden Beast. He does his fancy attack, but we get behind him. It doesn't matter. He's pretty much gone. And with that, we have beaten Elden Ring using only our fists. God slain. He's dead. In 4 hours and 16 minutes, the best run I have ever done. And with that, we have become Elden Lord, fitting of the title. I hope you guys enjoyed this run, and to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. As I said, this is the first of 2 parts, and in the second part, I'm going to be doing the DLC, which should come out shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed this. See you in the next one. Goodbye.